Okay, here we go.
Chicka, chicka. Yeah.
Kill Bill and Rev. We don't suck. Ooh.
We back in this town. We back in this town. We back in this town. Hit it, Billy.
Back in this town. Yeah, I'm back in this town. Gather round if you're down for the clown. This is a Juggalo
now
podcast.
Now a 3x4.
Back in this town, back in this town, back in this town, hey, 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 back in this town, back in this town, back in this town, I am a Juggalo.
That was a 4x4.
Wait, back in the... No, you're right, that was a 4x4. Why did I do that? Back in town, back in town, back in town. I don't know why I thought that was a 3x4 or a 3-4. Yeah.
Dude. Maybe you should stop fooling around. Don't you realize it's episode 20, and you know what that means?
That means that I'm finally going to get the vasectomy that you all want to see.
Guys, we promised you if we hit 5 likes on the previous video, we were gonna get Billy the vasectomy on episode 20. Here we are. Now, if you guys want Bill to also destroy his balls on a live stream, please hit that like. If we hit 9 likes, that's right. It's a lot. It's a bit of a lot, you know, but aim high, they say. If we get 9 likes, Bill will just destroy his balls on the Twitch.
I'll get on Twitch with a mallet and just start smashing my balls in front of the whole world. Now, see, here's my question. Like, okay, like obviously that would be against the terms of use on Twitch because it has my balls in frame. But like, could I do something like smash my hand? You know, would they delete my channel for that? Would they suspend me?
You could destroy your balls if you just don't show your balls. You know?
Yeah, I guess.
This is what you could do. The way to get around that is to be streaming and be like, "Hey guys, here I am on Twitch, about to destroy my balls. I'm gonna take a picture and upload it to Twitter of my balls as they are now. They're out of frame currently, but if you go on Twitter side by side, you'll see my balls. There they are. That's what my balls look like when they're not destroyed. All right, time to destroy the balls." Then you destroy the balls, and then you're like, "Owie, here's the new picture." It's a response to my previous tweet. As you can see, my balls have now been obliterated. Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah, oh, that reminds me of those old like Ventrilo harassment videos from back in the day, and they used the like Duke Nukem soundboard, and he's just like balls, 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 and you know, I still maintain it. That's like one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. But just the amount of time we've said balls in this short period of time reminds me of that, and it took me back to a simpler time.
You know what? Speaking of simple, this episode is in celebration of, you know, hitting the big 20, the 5th of 100. I'm going to be drinking whiskey.
Oh, shit, boy. I'm going to be drinking La Croix.
I'm going to be drinking 10-year aged scotch whiskey, and we'll see how that impacts your behavior.
Yeah, and I'm going to be drinking natural cran raspberry flavored sparkling water liqueur. And you like that liqueur?
Yeah, dude.
And
top-notch pronunciation.
Honestly, dude, when you tell me when you're like doing a little shot, and I'll drink this because like for the amount of drunk you become, I'll become equally gassy and start burping.
Okay, well, let's start this off with this sip.
All right, let's go, buddy. What are we toasting to? What are we? Okay, we're to good health.
Oh, Bill, I fucked up. I drank a full ass glass.
Oh wow, you're an idiot. I drank a large sip of liqueur, and
say it again.
Liqueur.
That's beautiful.
Thanks, man. I tried, dude. I took a little French in my day. You know.
Sorry, you can edit those noises out. I'm just eating something on the side to
You can
just
edit
get
those
rid of
noises
that.
out. I'm just destroying my balls. I'm leaving those noises in.
Destroying my balls.
Live
I blame
on
the
Twitch.
whiskey.
Yeah, I was on Twitch yesterday and they were playing Pokemon, like the anime, all day as their little thing or whatever. I thought that was pretty sick. Hey Rav, let's talk about Pokemon, man. They just announced a new Pokemon game, and you know everyone.
Yeah, that's right.
Everyone who follows us already knows our thoughts on the starters. But let's get a little deeper into that, you know?
Okay.
Why did you choose to pick the inferior Sobble?
Well, thank you for posing that question
So
the
delicately.
way that you would.
Delicately.
Yeah, because like a gorilla, you know, as delicate as a gorilla. Well, Mr. Gorilla, the reason I went with Sobble is because he is the vastly superior choice. Now, honestly, I like all three.
Yeah.
The rabbit is my least favorite, but even the rabbit is kind of cute. It's just, it kind of gives me that in-between Meowth and Bugs Bunny feeling.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
just kind of don't care for his big feet, yo, okay? Big
What
feet.
you got against
know
big
what they
feet?
say about rabbits with big feet, right?
Yeah, dude.
Tiny butt.
Oh, okay. You think that when he evolves, he's gonna be ripped? Because I have a feeling he's gonna be ripped.
Of course, he's a fire type Pokemon, so he's gonna end up being like a grown ass like human man with rabbit ears,
With a huge
just like
bulge in his pants.
he's gonna be Arnold, you know, like just all like fucking bulky and shit. Terminator 2.
I hope
Arnold
they don't make him. I hope they don't make him a firefighting type, because you know.
Dude, that'd be great. They've never done that.
Yeah, you're right, dude. That's so original.
And then the other two, man, I love them. I really love them. And it's like, I say I love Sobble, but it's just like a tiny bit more. You know, I think they're both fantastic. And Sobble is just like, I love the design and the colors. I'm a sucker for blue. But
Yeah.
especially those blue and the round shapes on everything. Like, he's got so many round shapes. Like the head,
Nipples.
his little... His nipples, his little hands got little round edges and like tiny, like little chameleon hands, you know? And
Yeah, it's kind of
round
adorable.
eyes and mouth, nose. It's just like all the.
He looks
it
so
just gives me like this
sad
pleasant
too.
feeling.
That's like what makes it cute, is that he's sad. Like he's got
To
little.
me,
tiny
the best part, I like how in like the official art he kind of looks startled. So I love that. He just kind of looks like
Yeah.
just constantly that. And come on, man, how can you hate that? How can you hate
Yeah,
on
I'm
that?
not hating on him. I actually was like completely tossed up between the two, but I went through with two things in mind. One, I decided that I always pick, like I pick Venusaur or Bulbasaur on my first round, and I noticed I pick grass a lot, and I think that this one, I haven't picked grass in a little while, and this one is cute enough for me to do that, and I have a feeling that he's going to be kind of badass towards the end. But my other thing is that I saw that you liked Sobble, and I decided, since you're my rival IRL, that I have to pick the opposite of him, and I didn't want to pick the fucking bunny, okay? Because the bunny was cool,
I thought you tweeted the Grookey thing first.
I might have, but for whatever reason, I doubled down on it. Like, I was like, Rav's gonna pick Sobble. Like, I knew it. Like, it looks like something you would like, you know? And so I stick with
That
it.
sounds pretty racist, dude. I'm just like that.
Well, you know, sometimes, brother, you just gotta hit that yeet. Yeah, but what
But it looks cool. The game looks
yeah.
like it's gonna be cool. I mean, it seems to be based on. They say it's like looks like it's based on England. I'm guessing it might be beyond that. It just might be like,
Dude,
UK.
it's based in Oxford.
Dude, I hope all of it is just Oxford University. You know,
Yeah,
that actually would be kind of
anywhere
cool.
Anywhere you go,
That'd be
it's
tight.
Pokemon Academy, dude. You walk around, look around.
I
and
hope there's gonna be a Peckham like representation
that'd be hard.
within the game. Yeah, like be tight. You know, like you just like, you know how in
You just
games
get
like they have
robbed.
you know how in some of the games like you could go to the fucking like get a drink like a soda pop, milk, a tea, whatever,
Yeah.
and then like you could go to like the Peckham equivalent in the game, like get some tree, and then like
Right.
let your grass type Pokemon hold it. Or your fire type Pokemon. No, your fire type Pokemon hold it, and they become like way, like more relaxed. So they get unfazed by like a What's that ability that makes you, like, all the Pokemon shook?
Oh,
like if your Pokemon intimidate or whatever, right? So, but if he's holding tree, if your Pokemon's holding tree, he or she, then, or in the non-gendered one, then they're immune to the intimidate ability. What you think? Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
But then you're also like not taking into account that a lot of people smoke weed and get paranoid. So if he's holding trees, sometimes he might get doubly. It's a crapshoot. He might get doubly startled by the intimidate. You know.
Damn. Or like you might get intimidated by someone who doesn't even have intimidate.
Yeah, like he's looking at like a snubble and starts freaking out. You know. Honestly, I would freak out if I saw a snubble in real life. That thing looks terrifying.
Yeah, that thing does look pretty terrifying. But yeah, he sees like a metapod and like goes like,
yo, tell me how they say it looks like a Caterpie in the anime, and he's like dressed like a cow.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty creative localization. I wonder what the Japanese original was, and it probably like was more of a pun and hit a little harder than Caterpie. But you gotta admit, with what little they had to play with, it was pretty good. Because what were they gonna do? Like, ha ha ha, Ash, you're a fucking moron. Like, look at me, I got a cow onesie.
Speaking of the localization of Pokemon, my favorite thing is how they call the little rice balls donuts. And like, when I was a kid, I didn't question that at all. I was like, wow, what a cool donut. That must be a Japanese donut.
One day I want to have an anime and they're just like eating like a soup and they're going like, damn, this donut is dope. And it's just ramen.
This donut.
Yo, pass me the donut. And it's just like, I don't know, if a bowl of rice.
Everything's a donut.
But I do also appreciate some of the other localization shit, like frying pan, drying pan thing. It's pretty
was
tight.
good.
Again, I wonder what the Japanese equivalent was.
It probably. What if there just wasn't one? Like the whole time, it's like not even a joke. Like he's just like, I have a frying pan on my head to shield myself from the rain.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Look, this frying pan can double for an umbrella. Funny how that works. Large surface area.
Yeah, you know, if you watch something with like subs, right, and then like they explain the joke, like at the bottom, like, you know, it'll say like something and be like, oh well, such and such is a pun because blank equals blank because blank, right? You know, like I always wonder, like. Do people ever see that, right? Because like you see it and you don't think it's funny because you're like, yeah, okay, I get it because I don't speak Japanese, so the pun wouldn't make sense, right? But like, has anyone ever seen that? Was like, ha ha ha, like you know.
I'm sure. Yo, did you know there's this one dude, I don't remember his name, but it's like a long time ago.
Cotton Eye Joe?
No, not your dad. There's a record of this one dude who, like, way back in the day, he was like this wealthy guy, and he was like somewhere out there chilling with like one of his slaves and animals and like farm animals or whatever.
Okay.
And he made like some sort of stupid comment, like a joke, and then laughed and then died. Like died laughing at his own joke. That's how I want to go out.
Dude, I've never heard anything. I mean, I've heard a lot of things that were funny that made me laugh to the point where I felt like I was going to die. But like, imagine making your own joke, like making a joke yourself and then laughing at it and then dying.
Though I'm reading this from the culturetrip.com about this story I was talking about. I found it. Though these cases are quite unusual, they're referring to like people dying from laughing. Several have been recorded throughout history, including the death of some sort of Greek philosopher named Chrysippus. Let's just call him Chrysippus. The Stoic philosopher was born around 279 BC in Soli, or who cares, near the city known today as Mersin, Turkey. He moved to Athens and became a student of oh my god, whatever, the head of
This is
Stoic
going
school,
great.
and quickly became famous for his intellectual audacity and love for learning, particularly in the field of ethics and logic. He even succeeded his master upon his death as head of the Stoic school around 230 BC. Blah, 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 blah. Let's skip to his death. As far as his death is concerned, there are apparently two distinct accounts recorded by, oh my god, Diogenes Laertius.
Dude, that's my
And
dad.
the first one said, also known as Cotton Eye Joe, the first one says Crispus fell dizzy after drinking undiluted wine at a feast, which killed him. In the second account, Laertius recalled the 143rd Olympiad, which took place in 200 to 204 BC. At that time, Crispus saw a donkey eating his figs and reportedly yelled, "Now give the donkey a pure wine to wash down the figs," and then started laughing so hard that he fell on the ground before starting to shake uncontrollably with foam coming out of his mouth.
Me.
Yo, that's how I want to die. First of all, I hope my name is gonna be like Chris Piss by the time I'm fucking old, and then just point at a like at some sort of like animal like eating something, go like, "Now give it a drink."
No, he just falls out. Don't give me a drink. He just falls over.
And just died. And like his slave dude is just watching it. Or I say slave, I was absolutely wrong. It seems like it's a student. Same thing though, right?
Yeah,
and,
dude. Yeah, we're all
his
slaves to the society, man. Yo, man.
So his disciple just like watched his fucking master make a stupid joke and then die foaming at the mouth on the floor.
I'm pretty sure that like you'd have to be pretty drunk. I mean, pretty drunk and just like you laugh really hard in general to just like, I wonder like how long that went on. Was it like a thing like he just laughed and then just like immediately started dying? Or was it like he laughed for like a while and then like his student slave man was just like, "Hey, it wasn't that funny." And then he looks over and the guy's just like,
I like to imagine, that first of all, I like to imagine he wasn't drunk. You know, he's just straight sober.
Yeah.
And two, I like to imagine that he did start laughing like, and then like 2 minutes in, his disciple is just like, looking around, trying to not look like he's with this guy.
yeah, yeah.
And then like, wasn't that funny? wasn't that funny?
He rides the donkey out of there.
My girl just texted me from the bedroom saying, "You sound insane."
Sound. Yeah. Oh, yeah, dude. That's how I want to go out to, dying of laughter. That's that movie. There's that Batman movie, the Mask of the Phantasm, where they have the laughing gas. The Joker has a laughing gas, and it kills people. They laugh themselves to death. That was the thing.
Yeah, I thought that was terrifying as a kid.
Yeah, especially because like there's like this one scene where he goes in there to go check on the girl's father or whatever, and then he's just like, "Sir," and then he like doesn't turn around and he looks at him. His eyes are like wide ass open, but it didn't seem as fun as like just saying like, "Give that goddamn donkey a beer," just like dying. Get this guy a shot.
Next time you with your girl or like with a family member just outside chilling and you see any animal eating anything, like a fucking pigeon eating a piece of bread, just be like, "Give it some soda now." Just start laughing and fall onto the floor, foam at the mouth. But don't die, don't
get that boy some milk. And then just like don't even
voice.
laugh. Just jump straight to foaming. Just be like, "I think that pigeon needs some water."
Bill, would you rather be able to not be able to ever laugh again, or every time you laugh you immediately foam at your mouth and you like knock your head back every time you laugh?
I think I would rather foam at my mouth every time I laugh, because like at least I'll be having a good time while just like borderline dying in front of anyone that shows me a funny YouTube video.
You know what? That's true. You know what? That wasn't a fair what if situation. I'm gonna amend it slightly. So, okay, either you knock your head back and you foam at the mouth, or you don't laugh at all, but you cum your pants at every joke.
Oh, that makes it much better, dude. Dude, no, okay. I don't want to segue too hard, but like I can't pick the second one because I saw like one of those TLC documentaries about this dude who like won't stop coming, right? And like he was like, yeah, it's all fun and games until you're at your dad's funeral, you're reading his eulogy, and you're on your 8th orgasm in front of your aunt.
No.
And I was just like, no, dude. And you like see him, like he like walks places, and then he'll like just get down on one knee and just be like, I feel bad for the. I don't know if it's real or not because I know a lot of those TLC things aren't real. But if it is real, I feel very bad for that guy. You know. So
the dad, your like father funeral thing seems like such a crazy situation. Like, I mean, what could possibly be a worse situation?
I think like the only time than that is like if you just add it on, like you shit at the same time. Like you just get like there's no just thing that's an equivalent that is just as bad, like embarrassment wise, unless you add on like you come and you shit or something.
No, I came up with one that's worse.
Okay, go for it.
The first time you hold your newborn child. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. This was episode 20 of We Don't Suck. And the last episode of the podcast.
Just when you hold your newborn child, that's it.
That's what I'm saying, though. Like, that would be worse, you know? Because then you're like, oh, my God, it's so beautiful. We're going to name him John because, you know, that's the name we've decided. We've been talking about this for months. And
years.
And, you know, initially I was actually fighting against it. I wanted it to be Kenneth, but you convinced me to go with John. And then at some point we considered actually going with like a more Eastern name, but then we were like, nah. And so we went with John. Oh my God, I'm coming my pants.
Oh, just okay. Like, no, I'm sorry. I thought you were saying what would be worse than coming your pants constantly. So I was sitting here thinking like, so then like you were like, what would be worse than coming your pants? So I was like, holding your child. And I was just like, okay,
no,
Jesus.
I'm saying worse situation than coming your pants at your father's funeral.
Okay.
It's like coming your pants when you first grabbed your
I thought that you just like hated babies
son.
For a second. And I was just like, okay, man, whatever.
No, dude, I hate the idea of like jizzing your pants when you hold your child.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
time.
That would be worse. Yeah, that would be worse. Also, like your dad would understand, the baby wouldn't.
Or like you watch your wife like fall and die before you, and then like you cum your pants as well. You're like, no, Samantha.
Like I'm trying to figure out like what would cause that. Is that like a psychological thing? Like what would cause a person
it could
to
be, but I think it's probably like some sort of miswiring in his brain. Maybe like it's some sort of other stimulus that would otherwise not make people come is also making him come, you know? Sort of like, you know, like a lot of fetishes can be explained by how your brain is wired and how like certain parts of your brain are allocated or associated with certain experiences and things. Like a lot of people have foot fetish because the part that of your brain that responds to nerve endings on your foot or on your feet is also close to the part of your brain that like is responsible for like orgasm and association with like, you know, horniness and all that. That's why it's such a popular fetish, you know?
Right. So that's why you're coming out right now and talking about your foot fetish.
Dude, I have a comedy fetish, dude. Every time I laugh on this podcast, I cum my pants.
Dude, that's sick. That's sick, dude.
Actually, you know what? No, I don't want to have a reputation for like the weird dude on this podcast. That's like your thing. I got to be the normal one. I'm tired of people. You know what?
I'm weird.
I shouldn't say that.
I'm weird. You're telling me I'm weird. How am I weird? What did I do?
Dude, like, remember that one time you just like jumped in front of me and you're like, Rav, and then you turned your back to me, you spread your legs, bent over and spread your asshole in front of me and you went, look, it's a cave. And I was like, dude.
Yeah, dude, I don't see anything weird about that. I mean, it's funny, you know, it's funny. Something good, you know, it's funny.
And then you like rolled into a ball and like rolled out the crib.
Dude, so you're telling me Sonic the Hedgehog is weird?
But then like stuff was sticking to you as you were rolling out and you're becoming bigger and bigger.
So Katamari is weird?
And then...
Is that what you're saying? It's like one of your favorite games.
It is. Yeah, I love Katamari. Let's transition into that. Katamari, man. Such a good game. One of my favorite games.
I've never actually beaten Katamari. I've never owned Katamari. I've like seen it played. It's on the Switch now, I heard. So
it is. And you should get it because you'd love it. You gotta get it, and you've got to, oh my god, I taste the whiskey every time I burp.
That's hot, dude.
Pardon
Did you
me?
drink any more?
Dude, I downed the whole thing the first time.
The whole glass or the whole bottle?
The whole glass. It was a big glass. It was half the bottle.
Jesus Christ. You're gonna die.
Yeah.
I'm with it.
Yeah, I'm alright though. I'm okay.
Yeah,
I'm feeling a little bit.
Sorry,
Yeah, I'm alright.
Shit.
And then I just start laughing and foaming at the mouth and coming at the same time and shitting. Yeah. Just fucking combust. So yeah, no, that's a great game. I love Animal Crossing. I love Resident Evil 4. I love Advance Wars. I love Pokemon games. I love
Let's talk
Earthbound.
about Pokemon some more, man. We got to talk about Pokemon because Pokemon was such a huge part of my life, and I assume was yours as well.
It was. You don't assume. You know it was.
I know it was, but you know what they say, man. You know.
Oh, dude, give that donkey some milk.
Yo, give that donkey a glass of
iced tea. Sweet tea.
Give that donkey a glass of liqueur.
Liqueur.
Distraction, building up in masses, skimming conversation, let the day go further backwards, wading through letters, numbers and emojis, digging for a moment in the rubble, hella low-key, shuffled up mostly, my brain got recycle bins, tip jar empty, got the change for the 5%, I've been a beast since 20XX then, squad all mutants, you would think we're fucking X-Men, smoke alone, I exhale my best friend, volume 2, got that hard follow through, this at turbo graphics, wormhole rapping, ganja fucking up my fucking workflow addict, landed on Namek, homie where you scouted at, I ain't one for bragging but this shit cost about a rack, mama told me live in my potential, so I just stuck to trying to fucking kill these instrumentals, rap stuff, yeah, guitars on the walls, I don't play them, awake from the PM to the AM, moving through the closeness, myself, I could lose it in the ocean, swim with me and breathe. This that turbo graphics, wormhole rapping, ganja fucking up my fucking workflow addict, turbo graphics, wormhole rapping. I lost my gills.
So, what was your favorite generation of Pokemon?
Millennial.
You mean the ancient ones?
The ancient ones. I'd probably say the second generation.
Dang,
it's definitely the second generation.
That is definitely a good, super good choice because that is my choice.
What about yours?
Yeah, I'm Gen 2. I like Gen 2 a lot. I mean,
I love a lot of them, and I love the first one as well. It holds a very special place in my heart. But the second one, it just like, I mean, the first one changed my fucking life. My whole life was changed. And then the second one changed everything again, just redefined the game.
I think that the second one, what they did so well in the second one is that, like, on the surface, it feels like you're playing the same game, right? But they improved on it in, like, so many ways in one generation. It wasn't like kind of how it is now. I feel like they'll make a new generation as a new set of Pokemon and they'll like change like one or two little things. You know what I mean? Like battle wise, mechanic wise, you know? But this one's like, you got the two new types. You got Steel and Dark. You got like 100 new Pokemon. You got 16 badges. You get the Elite Four in the middle for some goddamn reason. You get to fight Red, or it's just Red, right? Yeah, you fight Red, and like there's so many things, like the whole egg system that's new, like all this shit that they added in, and the Gen 2 designs were like really sick in my opinion because they were kind of similar to Gen 1, but they added some cool new vibes in there too. I preferred
some of the Gen 2 Pokemon over the Gen 1. Like Gen 1 definitely had some really good designed Pokemon, and also some kind of like lazy ones. You know, every generation has its lazy kind of designs. I say lazy, just maybe not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
Or not everybody's cup of tea, but I think everybody will appreciate something there. And the second generation, I think it just had some of the hardest looking ass Pokemon, and then they had the unknown Pokemon.
Oh yeah,
they
all
like
cool.
The alphabet and like 2 extra characters, and like the I love the Moltres, Zapdos, and Articuno. I don't know why I said them in reverse order, but I love those 3 and whatnot. But I love the fucking legendaries in
dogs,
the second game.
Yeah, they're great.
It's just funny because like none of them are dogs. One's a unicorn, another's like kind of tiger, another one's a lion. But that's whatever, right? But we do refer to them as the dog.
Wait, which one's a unicorn?
Suicune.
Suicune's not a unicorn.
Yeah, he is.
Does it have a horn?
Yeah, he does. It's just like not shaped like a traditional horn, but he's a unicorn, dude.
I think think of all of them, he's like the most dogly out of all of them because like his face shape is like a dog. It's not a horse. It's definitely not a horse.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's a unicorn.
I mean, it's got like padded feet, like a dog, and it's got like a dog mouth.
I don't know why I thought. I don't know. Maybe you're right, but for some reason I always assume
like I assume sharp teeth.
It definitely looks like, I know what you're saying. It definitely looks the most canine-ish out of all of them, you know? I mean, they're obviously, the other ones are definitely not dogs.
Yeah,
right?
they're not. I think they just call them that just to call them something.
We only called it that in the West, and I think it's just like the fans and it kind of picked up. It should be more like legendary cats, you know? If you think about it.
It sounds cooler. The legendary dogs sounds cooler than the legendary cats, you know? Like it just has
well, maybe you need to change it to like the legendary pussies. Okay, no, the legendary felines.
That's fire. Yeah. Also, I think Ho-Oh and Lugia are great.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the legendaries are so tight in that game, and just I love the aesthetics. That the differences between Johto and Kanto are like quite big in terms of like the aesthetic, the feeling, and the music was fantastic. And dude, I don't know about you, I didn't know that they had the first game region in the game until I got to it in the game.
Yeah, I didn't know either because I remember
that changed my life.
I was like kind of disappointed because I beat the Elite Four and I was like, wow, that was easy. They're all like level 40, you know? And I was like, dang, this is a pretty easy game. And then just like out of the blue, they played the credits and everything. And so then I turn it back on because like, you know, you don't just beat the game and just stop playing, you know what I mean? And so I turned it back on, and then like I learned that I was like basically only halfway through the game, and I was like, holy fuck, that was crazy. Yeah, it was a really big, cool experience for me. I also had Pokemon Stadium 2 at the time, and like I remember playing it on the little Game Boy Tower on there, and my boy was like, wow, you beat the game. And then like he watched me, like when we both discovered at the same time. I was like, holy shit, this is only halfway through. And he didn't know, like he had already beaten the game and he thought that was the end of the game.
Yeah.
And so, or you know what I mean, like beat the Elite Four. But yeah,
exactly. So that's exciting. Oh, dude, I'm reading here on Bulbapedia in Origin. Suicune is thought to be based on numerous creatures and mythological deities, mainly the Killing or Kirin, an Eastern legend that has traits of Chinese dragons, unicorns, deer, big cats, and other beasts. The Kirin was said to be able to walk on water and is known to be a powerful and peaceful creature. The crest on Suikun's head roughly matches the description of the beast's antlers. The spots of Suikun are also significant, seeming to combine the spots of a leopard, taking homage from Fujin, the Shinto god of the north wind who wears leopard skin. Leopards themselves are found in Asia and are featured in myths that show it is a widely respected sacred animal like the kirin. The way it runs and roars in the anime may also relate to the leopard. Being a Pokemon that represents the wind and rain, Suicune may also be based on some of the world's numerous myths of wind deities. Suicune's mane is meant to resemble a northern aurora.
Yeah, Suicune is definitely the dopest out of all of those.
Yeah, to be honest, I thought all three were dope. Like, I've had my moment, especially because around that time, I mean, okay, the first Pokemon movie was dope as fuck. The second movie was pretty good. Like, again, I'm speaking from the perspective of a kid who watched these, right?
Right.
And then that third one was, like, super dope to me. I thought, like, again, if I had to order between the first three, my favorites would be 1, 3, and 2. And 3, I just thought it was like a little, like, it had a dark edge to it. I guess all of them have a bit of a dark edge, but just like those mysterious unknown and like the way they were flying and like together they formed this fucking thing. And there was Entei, who was kind of like, who could talk and he was like a ghost.
Yeah.
He was like a ghost or some shit. He could talk to the little girl. I don't remember much from it, but I remember the animation was dope. And the Pikachu movie for that one, at the start with the little 2 Pichus running through like the city, was one of my favorite ones.
Yeah, I don't know. When I was a kid, I didn't like the third one. Like, I watched it in theaters, and I don't know if it was just, I feel like I was just like getting out of that like phase of my life, because there was like a period of time from like 2nd to like 4th grade where I was like so into Pokemon, right? And then like 5th and 6th grade, I was like, no, I'm too cool for this shit, because like all my friends were like moving on to like new things, and I was like, I'm too cool for this shit. And then like 2 years later, I got back into it, and like that was like on the very tail end of that, because it was like right before Gen 3 dropped, because like Gen 3 I feel like it was fucked up, because like Gen 3 is like everyone's favorite, like everyone loves Gen 3, and I was just like at the wrong time in my life. I played Omega or the remakes, the Sapphire and Ruby remakes, and I loved them, right? But at the time I was like not even sort of interested in it, so I feel like that was more of a me thing than anything else.
I mean, yeah, I didn't play the third one because that was exactly after the third movie. I think the third movie was the last Pokemon movie I watched as a kid.
Yeah.
And when I watched it, I didn't tell my friends, because around that time, that's it. That's like when at school you stop talking about Pokemon, you know? After the second movie, like, I don't know, we all went through that phase where like we have to move away from everything that we liked a couple years ago, because that's what being an adult is.
It's so weird though, because
like
I remember
10.
people acting like Pokemon was lame. That was like a thing. Like there was like a period of time when everybody was like, you're a baby if you like Pokemon. And I was just like, what the fuck? Like, you know.
Yeah.
And
I remember I was like, shit, they right. And I just got into like Advance Wars around that time anyway.
Oh yeah.
And
great
like
game.
I was getting to a bunch of other shit. Yeah, I love Advance Wars. That's like another game where I hold almost on this, like around the same level as Pokemon. I just love the art and the music. Like, man, I remember playing the Game Boy. I had my headphones on, and certain games like just had that music in certain levels where I just leave it on. And, like, fucking walk around.
No, the OST on Advance Wars and Advance Wars 2 is like crazy good. Those are great games. Like that was
great
the thing
games.
too. Like I didn't even
kind
kind of know what I was buying either. Like we went to I remember the first time when I got it, I had just got a Game Boy Advance. And my grandma bought it for me, and then she gave me Rayman, which I already had on the Saturn. Yeah. And like I'd already beat the game, and it was cool to walk around and play Rayman instead of like on a TV screen, you know. But
yeah, it was fire. I had it too on the Game Boy Advance, right?
Yeah. And then like we went to Target, and it was the first time I'd ever been in a Target because it just opened in Charleston. And my mom was like, oh, you've been doing good in school, blah, blah, blah. You can get a video game. I was like so hyped on it, right? I go in there, I look at all these advanced games, and I'm like, I don't know what to get, you know? And I just picked that one out randomly because the box art was cool. And I had no idea that it was going to be like a 10 out of 10 game. That game is so good. I'll still play that. Remember we played that in Columbia together?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, we had it on the Mac.
Man, that was fun as fuck. Yeah, we would boot it up on the TV, or we'd like pass the Mac around.
Pass the Mac.
What call it? Yo, G, pass the Mac.
Yeah.
Yo, actually, what's your favorite video game soundtrack?
Oh God, Advance Wars is definitely top 5.
Yeah, same here. I would say Katamari Damacy is the top for me. Then probably like Jet Set Radio.
Oh yeah, Jet Set Radio. I had Jet Set Radio Future was the one that I had. I had it on Xbox, and I like that soundtrack a lot. I mean, Chrono Trigger is crazy because they have some pretty interesting like chord progressions and shit in Chrono Trigger.
Yeah, hella catchy.
I mean, that game's also great. Let's see. I mean, I really like Ocarina of Time's music. I know that's what everyone always says, but I just think Koji Kondo is just like all those songs. Like, there's not really a bad song throughout that. You know what I mean? Like, they're all like very fitting for the area, you know, especially like Shadow Temple. Like, that shit sounds crazy, you know, and like, the fact that I can still, like, you could say, like, sing the Sun Song and I would, like, know the notes, you know, like, now, still, like, so many years later, you know? So I think, like, Ocarina of Time, pretty much anything Koji Kondo had a hand in, you know, like, Mario 64 had a great soundtrack. Like,
true.
Like, anything that he did that involved things that were underwater were usually fire. So,
yeah.
What about you, man?
Well,
I mean, you
I
said, yeah, you got Katamari.
I'd say my top 2. Then Advance Wars is somewhere in my top 5 for sure. Then, fuck, Pokemon's pretty good because Pokemon. I remember I used to just like I would stay in Viridian Forest just to listen to that joint.
Wait, what is Viridian Forest? That's the dan that joint?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds terrifying.
Like that
kind
little
of.
chord progression. That part was tight.
I think that's another one. That's another one that it's really cool now to hear the songs like orchestrally arranged, like in the newer games and stuff, because it makes you like appreciate how like complex it was for something that was made on like a little 8-bit synthesizer inside of a video game, you know? So yeah, Pokemon's definitely up there for me too. Like the first 2 gens. I know Gen 3 had some really crazy slappers too though. So
yeah, and then I would say Link to the Past, probably somewhere in my top 10.
Yeah.
Because that shit had like, again, just so many like really catchy songs, and like as soon as you hear them, like
half
it takes you
of
back.
Ocarina of Time soundtrack came straight from Link to the Past. So you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they got it right. I feel like they just took a lot of the previous stuff and really polished it, and came up with some really good new ones as well. Yeah, the video game music can be like really dope, and you know, we're just mentioning a few here now, but there's like lots of soundtracks that might not be. Not something that I'll return to or listen to in my free time, but they definitely worked perfectly within the context of the video game that they were presented in, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, shouts out to people making video game music.
This is just like a little shot in the dark one because I never owned this game, but I played the demo and I've rented it before. But I really liked Bayonetta's soundtrack a lot. Oh
yeah, Bayonetta has a sick soundtrack for sure.
Yeah.
Shouts out to Rekadam. He's made a lot of video game soundtracks. I've actually helped him on a few. I'm not credited for those because I mean,
because fuck you.
Because fuck me, and you know it's all about the fun at the end of the day. But yeah, it's like he's a beast. I saw him like when we were in Philly together. We were just like both recording, like producing some stuff. I played him A Better Place. Because I recorded the Better Place verse, like, over where we lived together. And I had, like, a demo of it. So I played it for him there in Philly at night. And he was like, yo, I gotta be on it. I gotta be on it. And, like, for a while, I was just like, nah. Like, this is just gonna be me and Ishido. Like, in my head, it was like, this is gonna be me and Ishido.
He said,
but
nah.
then he's like, yo, you gotta let me be on this. And then I heard his verse and I was like, yo, that's fucking tight. And then he mixed it as well. He mixed the song. He did a fantastic job. And then he was like, oh, fuck, I gotta make the soundtrack for this game that's coming out. And then it's now on Steam. It's on Switch. It's on a bunch of platforms. Don't remember the name. And because he works on so many goddamn games.
Yeah.
And he was making the soundtrack, and I was like, I could help you out. At the same time, I was producing Baby Blender. So, because I started working on Baby Blender on the train to Philly. And then I kind of got a big chunk done sitting next to Roger. And then I finished it on my way back to Columbia. And then I played it to you and Ryan and Roger on your monitors. Once I came back. I don't know if you remember.
I do remember.
And then
I liked it a lot.
Thank you. And then he said he was cool with me helping him out, so I just made like 3-4 joints, gave them to him. He was like, "Oh, these are great." He took them, did something, and just made. He did something to them, just made them way better. Like, yeah, and so. They're in game and not credited.
Yeah, so
rap.
basically that's how you got your song in Ocarina of Time.
And that's all it is. And I mean, you know,
not that big of a deal.
Not too front. I only made like 4 songs. I made like, you know, the one right at the start of the game, and then like, you know, the song of
time,
the song of time, the song of meth.
Oh yeah, dude. I play that a lot. I play the song of meth.
How would it sound like if you try to remember the notes on the ocarina and try to play it by mouth?
Do dee do do dee do do. And then, like, you know how normally you play it out and then it plays the song? Like, afterwards, it's just like you hitting a meth pipe instead.
Yeah, and if you guys don't believe, like, try it home right now. Try it home. Record the footage.
It's I'm not going to tell you the notes like the A or C up or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? It's just do dee do do dee do do.
It's just that. So it's pretty clear. Like, I feel like they'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Especially because you have perfect pitch. Can we talk about that, Bill?
Yeah, I have perfect pitch. Do dee do do. Yeah. Yo. Speaking of, there's okay. This is a really nerdy little thing. So, in Majora's Mask, you know the part where like you're a Zora and you can practice with the band, or like, you know, like the band is setting up, but the girl, the lead singer, she can't sing because she lost her eggs or something like that. Mm-hmm. I think that's what it is. Something weird. Anyway, so like there's this like part where they're doing a little sound check, and if you go up there as the Zora and you play a note, the first one will be like distorted. And it'll go like burn, and he'll be like, "Oh, I need to turn it down." And you do it again, and it'll be like quiet, and he's like, "No, let me turn it back up." And you can keep doing it over and over, right? Well, did you know that if you switch from the Zora to literally any other mask or not a mask at all, it'll still play like guitar, like distorted guitar notes, like it's a glitch. Shit. Right, and I did that when I was a kid with the drums because it looked cool. It looked almost like an NPC or something. You know, you hit it, right, it goes durr instead of the drum, right? And I learned how to play the intro to "Walk This Way" by Aerosmith on the drums, which sound like and so it goes like do 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 dee do 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 dee do like that. And
can you do the vocals while you do that too?
I don't remember the vocals. Something about backstroke a lover, something down on a muffin, something.
Just go straight to the hook.
Walk this way, out your way.
Don't forget the drums at the same time, dude. You just start foaming at the mouth.
Yeah, not again, dude. It's the 3rd time this week.
Ah, my man. Oh, actually, speaking of like video game music, I saw you're posting some shit regarding Punk-O-Matic, which was a throwback. Big
throwback. I made a whole song on Punk-O-Matic.
I made a couple songs back in the day on Punk-O-Matic. That shit was hella fun.
Well, did you play Punk-O-Matic 2 at all?
I don't know if I have.
Punk-O-Matic 2 is way doper than Punk-O-Matic 1. Like, they went through and they added, like, you can, like, change chord progressions and, like, it's, like, way more in-depth. and I was playing on it because I was going through and just playing a bunch of old Newgrounds games just out of nostalgia, and I found that one, and I was like, holy shit, I forgot about this. And
holy shit, walk this way, talk this way.
Yeah, exactly, dude. What actually spurred all that, honestly, though?
Spermed all that. Sorry.
Really, yeah, okay, you're a child. So
it's the alcohol.
So like, there was this song. I had my phone on shuffle. Like when I leave my house, I don't have cell signal until I get like 3 or 4 minutes down the road. So I will just put my phone on shuffle of all the music that I've like put on my phone over the years, you know? And it's my job to keep Punk Rock Elite by NoFX came on, and that was like in the soundtrack of the original Punk-O-Matic. And then I was like, I gotta play that shit when I get home. So yeah, Punk-O-Matic was fire, man. You could do a lot. There was a lot. Shout out to Evil Dog, because he actually has a bunch of good games just on the internet, but his Punk-O-Matic series is my favorite. Evil Dog.
This is not the same person who's the producer, right?
Evil Dog?
Oh, wait, no, sorry, I'm confused. For a second, again, it's the alcohol. I confused Evil Dog with Evil Needle. Shout out to Evil Needle, dope producer.
Dude, shout out Evil Needle, shout out Evil Dog, shout out Evil Knievel.
Yeah, dude, honestly, dog, needle, can you really blame me? Those are practically the same words. Hey, I'm just walking my needle. Get that dog out your arm.
Get that needle a beer. So, yeah. It was good. I thought that was a good joke, buddy. It's okay if you don't laugh. It's fine.
I thought that was really good. I'm just writing it down to keep it for later in case, like, I'm ever ready to die foaming at the mouth from, like, the most hilarious joke ever. I'm gonna break it out, you know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. First things first, though, before you go breaking it out, man, I'm getting a note on the wire about a new sponsor that just came in the mail.
That's right. And I can't wait to talk about this one.
Yeah, dude, I can't wait. What is it, Rav?
It is sobriety tape. It's
okay.
The product that I know you use quite a lot. It's you just tape your penis back. And that's pretty much it.
That's great, dude. 10 easy payments. Okay, I'll talk about our new sponsor. It's even newer than that one.
Wait, did I say sobriety?
Sobriety? No, you're thinking chastity. That's the word you're thinking of.
Why did I say sobriety?
I meant
confused. Chastity tape.
I was confused too. You were like, yeah.
Sorry, guys. I misread this because I'm cross-eyed. It says it says chastity tape on this paper before me. Our sponsor, Chastity Tape. You just, as I said, you tape your genitals back. If you're a girl, you tape your genitals. Oh, just tape them, and then that's it. And Bill, just before you move on to the inferior sponsor, why don't you just talk in great detail, extensively about your experience of using this product?
Well, dude, I've been using it for 10 years of my life, and I hope to be using it for 10 more years, because everyone knows lust sends you to hell. It says so in the Bible, Rav. And
thank you, dude.
Yeah, and I think it's in Leviticus or something. I don't know. So
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, man. So, I've just, I've had it just taped down 15 layers. I haven't used the restroom. I mean, I use it, but, and just like, it's good, it's a good product, sturdy, it's,
thank you.
It's, made of, wool.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's a wool product. It's good. And,
it's really good. It really works.
Yeah, thanks, man. But yeah, so I'm thinking like, I'm thinking 2 easy payments on this one. No. I'm getting a wire from the old sponsor. They say 3. Sorry, guys. I tried to swing the 2 easy payments, but if you use our code, Bill's genitals are about to fall off due to necrosis.
I'm getting a new message right now, live.
Live in the old earpiece, huh?
The sponsors have dropped out because I've referred to them as sobriety tape. Whoops.
Oh shit.
But it's okay. We can talk about sobriety tape. You just tape it over your genitals.
You don't drink. That's the job.
You just stop drinking because you're just like, God damn, I wish my genitals weren't taped.
Okay, I really, I don't want to cut this one short, but we're not getting paid for this one anymore, so I think we're gonna move on. So, I got a question for you, Raph.
No.
When you are playing a video game, what do you think is the most important factor in enjoyment?
Okay, is this a trick question?
No.
It's
one word.
Oh, okay. Got it. I know what you're talking about.
That's right, Rav.
I know what you're talking about.
Immersion. Immersion is the most important thing in a video game. Because, at the end of the day, you want to feel like you're really in there, right? Right? Immersion. You could agree with me, please.
Yeah, dude, immersion.
Yeah, dude.
Yep.
Immersion. I think immersion is the best thing. And really, okay.
I was gonna say the the controller rumble, but okay.
Okay, well, you don't have to worry about that with this bad boy. Okay. So, do you remember those old Nintendo games back in the day that used a little zapper gun and you could shoot like Duck
12.
Hunt? Yeah, okay. You remember Duck Hunt? You could shoot. It goes pew, pew.
Yes.
And then, you'd aim it at the TV screen. And, the great classic games, I'm not trying to shit on them, but they're awful. Awful games. Anything with a light gun. Worst of the worst. Whoever designed it needs to be killed. Okay.
I mean, it's not much worse than the fucking the hand, the glove.
Yeah, but I mean, whatever, dude.
The power glove.
Whatever. Okay, you can wear gloves with this too.
They call it hand, the power hand, dude.
The power fist.
The power fingers.
The power knuckles. So anyway,
the power wrist.
The gauntlet of power. Okay, so back to the sponsor. So basically what I'm saying is I just don't think it's immersive enough. You're looking at it, it's a little orange gun and he goes pew, pew, and then the duck falls and then you're just like, I don't believe a second of this, graphics are shit, So for you, We Don't Suck is presenting our new sponsor, the Glock 9 for the Nintendo Entertainment System. Now, you might be asking yourself, but wait, I already own a Glock 9. It is not compatible with the old NES, dude. If you're trying to play...
It needs to have the wire.
Yeah, what? I'm sorry?
It needs to have that little cable, otherwise, it's just a Glock 9, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's gotta
it needs
be
the
pluggable.
cable to plug in, okay? And how it works is, there's some sensors in it. It is sensed as a controller. You aim it at your PC, you aim it at your TV screen.
You blow it up because NES Master Race.
Exactly. You aim it at your TV screen. You see one of them ducks, and you just shoot that fucker right out the air. You know what I'm saying? Cock back.
Yeah.
Chick, chick, pow. Now, okay. Forewarning. You're gonna need a new television set every time you play. However, the immersion is there. It's real. You can feel it. Everyone's like, oh, where's the rumble feature? You don't need the rumble feature because it's got some kickback, I've seen a 9-year-old shoot a Desert Eagle straight into his TV screen. Kickback, broke his nose, But, he deserved it probably. I don't know, man. The kids parents need to watch their kids, I guess, But at the end of the day, man, buy the product. 9 easy payments. Fuck, dude. I don't know. It's pretty. What do you think?
I'm getting a new message.
Oh my god, dude! You need to turn your notifications off. Go ahead.
Apparently, it can also double as a chastity tape. You just shoot your dick off. That's it.
That's sick, man. Now you don't even have to worry about the chastity tape. You don't need to buy that, dude. You don't need to buy
fuck that old sponsor.
Yeah, dude, they don't pay us. They didn't pay us good enough anyway. They was always ugly, you feel me? But yeah, anyway, technology. Yeah. Talk about technology of this product, Rav, quick.
It's, okay. So, it was made in Taiwan, assembled by tiny little robots made of wool These robots were made in Texas.
Okay.
Texas is one of the states in the United States.
Good, yeah.
States, I have many various states of mental disorders.
Yeah.
Or disorder, you know, like, is whenever someone orders some food for you at the restaurant and you don't like it, so you diss it. You diss that order because you don't like it. It is a movie based on a book by Stephen King. King is a type of ruler, predominantly male, that has existed in many countries previously and still exists now. Now is a reference to time that is occurring presently. Present.
Right.
Something people sometimes get for various occasions, such as birthdays.
Yeah, keep going.
Birthdays is usually the thing where the day when someone is like born. If it's your birthday, it's the day you were born, and then like after that, every 354 days, you celebrate your birth because you're fucking full of yourself.
54 days. Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude.
Sorry, I meant to say 3,054 days.
There we
sorry.
go. There we go.
Yeah, and then
Silly, dude.
Days is another measurement of time. So, you know, full circle, that's a edgeless shape. I am not in good shape. I was in good shape quite recently, but I feel like I haven't been working out lately.
Let's talk about
that's
it.
something that my relationship with Bill is happening right now. It's just not working out, you know?
Yeah.
It's just not.
Let's go a little deeper.
That's like it's just a negative thing to say.
Dude. Yeah.
And Bill, take it away.
Knot is also a kind of you can tie a knot in a rope. You know, rope is what I'm going to use to hang myself after we're done. Done. You know, the pizza's done. Pizza time. You know, pizza time. Pizza time is from Spider-Man 2. I think it's Spider-Man 2. Whichever one was the okay one with Dr. Octorok. Dr. Octorok has 8 legs. I have 8 balls. 8 balls.
Octorok?
What's his name? No, it's just Doc Ock.
I'm so hungry I could eat an Octorok.
Yeah, big facts. Sorry, we were talking about Zelda earlier. It all comes together.
That's a way that you can communicate with people if you're young and hip. That's what Bill has broken because he's old. That's what this joke is becoming. That's what I'm doing perpetually because I have a condition.
Condition is what I do with my hair.
Is what I do to my hair.
Oh, I beat you to it.
Exactly. Well, on my end, we said it at the exact same time, so you can eat a fucking.
I'm in the alley, chewing on Oreos. RF come through like glory holes. I be that wizard of that 40-ounce audios. Infectious, genital warty flows. Yeah, with a switchblade, I'm ugly. Y'all bitch made like puppies. Your rich gang can suck these nuts, bitch. I be insane like Chucky. For better or worse, I will never endorse. No competitors, editors, and etc. In this era of every your opinions don't matter. Cubers use a stick and had to figure out the internet pattern, and I'm just laughing. Rabbits type awesome. Cut game, young Mike Larson. Step to sun, and you just might blossom. Yo, I make a rapper fall. I inspire autumn. Yeah, it's like this. How you like this? Fuck if I can't bite your likeness. I won't treat you like your highness. You're so feeble, you're a minus. You will bleed into your sinus when I slide that rusty blade right through your teeth. Let's see you smiling. A pop has been returned out. It's me on the papyrus, peeking through the iris. Lean up in the pirates, reaper in the stylist. Chief up on my pilot. The world's a freak asylum, man. I need a Zeke asylum. What? Quiet on that loud. Why my speaking seems so silent? I'm seeking out a sign while your speech seems like a siren. Catch you in these streets where I'll see you suiciding, and I'll seem so exciting when I see your soul expiring. It seems as though deciding if the scene is slowly dying. Sleeping all the time is the most simple of all science. EXO, now that's a symbol of defiance. And you simpletons decipher and my sibilance inside it. Perceive me as a psychic, I simply seize they psychic. They see me in a cipher, sipping life or seeping from your eyelids. Never cease to see the 6 severe assignments. Assign your sister styles, assign she came with a seamless sight. I speak entirely, yes, you see you bitter geeks replying. Should be a indecisive psyche, hope it's Mr. Simon. Sickle sail, sick, sailing with the sickle priceless. Seasoned limer, sorta like a heap of diamonds. Jesus Christ, it's been the nicest USC